Are you in pain? Je, unaumwa? Have you been suffering for years? Are you looking for respite? When you run or when you walk, when you stretch, if you play a sport, there's really good evidence, scientific evidence around when you move, your body feels better, your body reacts better, unakaa fit. Not like, depending on the type of movement that you do, there is a corresponding physiological benefit, you know. So if you are constantly lifting weight, what your muscles get to do is they get more endurance, they get more strength, and that also contributes to the longevity of your wellness, so of your life rather. Yeah, don't be lied to. Like, yeah, only if you exercise and keep your body healthy is when you're going to live longer.
Today I did like 20 press-ups. I believe tomorrow I can do more than that, and maybe you just keep on adding. You become stronger and stronger and stronger, and with that mental attitude, sometimes it can go to approach your work. Like,
it does. There's no way it cannot not. I don't know, whatever. There's no way it cannot affect.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe if someone has experienced that and they're like, yeah, I've been moving well and it's been giving me energy and all of that, and then they're like, but the other things are, like, I think most of the time we live our lives out of our bodies, autopilot. So you wake up, or I wake up, it's almost as if I can't even tell how much energy I have in me. So I just wake up, do my normal things. I haven't taken stock of how my body is feeling, how my back is feeling, how my breathing is. And we do that day in, day out, day in, day out.
I warmly invite you to subscribe to our YouTube podcast, Modern Day Campfire, where we advocate for mental health through a powerful lens of visual arts and meaningful conversation. This platform is a safe space for reflection, expression, and healing. Created with care and authenticity, your support not only spreads the awareness, but also strengthens a growing community that values compassion, creativity, and open dialogue. Join us today in this journey. You are welcome here. Thank you.
Emanuel Misiati, yeah, welcome to Modern Day Campfire.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's good to be here.
If you were to describe yourself with a question, from the question, who is Misiati, what would you want people to know?
Kijana msimple, kijana mtulia, ana mambo mingi, anapenda art. I think at the moment I would like to be known as a young man who is very passionate about life, enjoys gathering people, working with people for impact, or majorly impact really. A lover of engagement, a lover of authentic experiences, authentic people. I think I'm at that point in life where I appreciate more realness and more truth. So anything to that effect is really wonderful. Otherwise pia nakuanga facilitator, mnaweza mpea kazi. I'm also a facilitator, very good in engagements, as I said, working with people, and I am in the mission of helping people relate better. So yeah, we'll get more into that maybe later sometime, but that's where I'm.
Okay, thank you for that. And what do you think people normally get wrong about you?
Very good question. The people who meet me somewhere informal think that I'm always a joker, very light. The people who meet me in serious settings think that I'm always serious, and so they would, I don't know, shy from interacting with me. What else? Watu fikiria mimi ni msanii, man.
Okay.
I wouldn't say mi si msanii, but yeah, not like that.
Not like
Hey, what you know, probably like I'm utaimba. No, man, no, not mi si msanii. But I do would say napenda kuitwa msanii. I think that one I usually take advantage of.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that is but unakam msanii and it's like beyond singing.
Yeah,
you're a good painter. I saw your bottle paints.
Yes.
And yeah, they were.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So today we are going to address the topic medicine as movement.
Yeah.
And to any viewer who is joining us at the moment, what would you want to promise them to get by the end of this episode?
Okay. Are you in pain? Je, unaumwa? Have you been suffering for years? Are you looking for respite? Would you want to feel better? Well then, stick until the end. Anyway, first of all, I really like the title, Movement as Medicine. So someone would expect my personal experience in understanding movement as medicine, a little bit around what I know in knowledge and practice around that. Maybe get a few tips here and there, something that you can carry home. And yeah, I hope someone just majorly learns really how they can use movement to feel better, because damn, I don't think any second of life should be experienced in some form of pain if preventable. You know, like that's suffering. That's typically suffering, really, or being with or in disease. So yeah, I don't think it doesn't feel nice. So we really need to feel full in the life. So I hope someone finds a way of feeling that way.
Okay. I think you've answered the question. What do you understand with movement as a medicine personally? Ama you wanna expound kidogo? So
yeah, let's see.
Okay.
I think maybe one of the reasons said I've answered is so first of all, there's really good scientific research around or when you run or when you walk, when you stretch, if you play a sport, there's really good evidence, scientific evidence around when you move, your body feels better, your body reacts better, unakaa fit. No, like there's really good scientific evidence. But I think in the context of wellness and well-being, movement as medicine, to me, is just a very simple way of us reminding ourselves that when you move, you solve a lot of problems. So that is physiological problems, so how you feel in your body, processes in your body. So when you move, your digestion is better, your sleep is better, all of those things. Like that's real. Like, are you are you losing sleep? Are you sleeping at 2 a.m.? You know, maybe see if you could get a workout, a run sometime in the day. Biologically, in the evening, you're tired, you have a meal, you'll sleep. Like, I don't know who you are, but if you go and run and feel tired,
you rest.
You will sleep and you will rest, and that is good rest. So you see, like literally, that's medicine. So There's so much. There's so much, and the more I learn and experience other things, there's so many different forms of movement that contribute to different positive effects, and we just don't know. And it's so sad, but it's things that helps you, that saves you a lot of money, like a lot of money. I think we joke about it because we're still young, but many of my friends are like, yeah, oh, diabetes, oh, high blood pressure. Yo, we forget. Yeah, you don't move now. You don't move for 5 years, for 10 years. Now, um, you have cholesterol and all of that. You will. You, okay, sorry, but yeah, you will definitely put yourself at risk. And with where we are going, and I think that's the other crazy part, with where we are with lifestyle and health system, food systems, like really our bodies need all the help they can get to be better, because otherwise most of our water is compromised. The food is not that good, it's sedentary, the lifestyle is sedentary and all of that. So yeah, we better get moving, and really that's the medicine we need. And then I think the other part of that is the psychological effect. It has been my experience, it has been other people's experiences that we've shared, that they've coped better mentally, that they've gotten out of certain states of mental anguish or dis-ease. Like it's so practical. Yeah.
And can you share with us like a moment in life that yoga or movement enabled you to get through a difficult time?
Okay. So I guess let's put some context around movement. So I think to me, movement is literally movement, but in the context of health and wellness, then it needs to be qualified a bit. So it's movement with some intention around it. Yeah. And something I keep on discovering and realizing for everyone is it's different for everyone. Someone feels nice walking, someone feels nice running, someone feels nice playing football, someone feels nice um, going to the gym, someone feels better stretching. Yeah, someone feels better doing Pilates for those who do that. Like, it's very different. But the most important question is, do you have some form of movement in your life that contributes to your health and wellness? You know, and I think I realize this is for most people experiences. Going back to your question, um, as scientific as it has been proven, what gets us to act is either pain or pleasure. And I I have seen that most times when it has been my case, it took me pain to become more conscious about my movement, or about that aspect of my well-being. And so that was around 2019. I was in my second year of university, and I didn't want to change the course. There was a little bit of environmental context in the school, and of course, because I didn't want to change the course, I couldn't just outrightly say it at home. Um, there was a little bit something um, around if I quit, my perception around failure and whatever that portends. So there's a mix of things around that, and the result was a lot of, so psychologically, just a lot of wanting not to be present. So just a lot of indulgence, for lack of a better word. So that could look like social engagements, that could look like alcohol or whatever. So not like extreme, and I think that's also the other thing. It wasn't at least the extreme, oh, I'm being carried. No. It was just simple day to day, but really at the heart of it, it's like, yeah, you just don't want to really think about things. So there was a little bit of that. So a lot of mental distress. Uh, a lot of wanting to be alone. Just light, sad vibes. Physically, and I think that's the crazy thing. Physically, that was a lot of body discomfort. Because I wasn't moving a lot, just stiffness. More weight than preferred. Of people are not controversial, yeah. But yeah, more weight than preferred, just feeling a little bit heavier than I would prefer. Lower backache, was speaking about that earlier. Just feeling some lower backache. It come along. And then I was like, hey damn, this feels bad. Like it just got some point, I was like, no, like surely there's no way someone wakes up and this is how they should feel through the day. You know,
And it was compounding also, most probably.
yeah, it is compounding because I'm like, God damn it, this backache or hey, these ankles, like I don't want to run, and then I'm also an active person, so yeah, I was just like, hey man, let me see if I could put in some runs, and it's that phase when it's a one run this month, then forget, maybe 2 runs, then 3 runs, so it's not like I started running anyway. But yeah, it just became apparent to me that okay, yeah, this body needs some movement. This doesn't feel good, really. Um, and then I think after a while, I just got more curious, or I just started wondering, like, okay, what, like, really, what can I do? Yeah, but for the longest, it was just the pain pushing me, like, hey, you need to do something. So yeah, running here and there. Looked at stretching. Really liked stretching. I think stretching is just my savior, really. Yeah, I really liked stretching. Incorporated some breathing into the stretching. Then I was like, "Oh, this is really nice. This is really nice." Kwanza nakumbuka hiyo ilikuwa time ya COVID. I was doing this. I was getting into stretching, breathing, yoga. Now, yoga stretches. That is. And I was talking a lot with Sibyl, and she was also our friend. There's a friend of ours called Sibyl, and she was also trying out these things. Hey, and
Yoga now and stretching.
yes. So I think for context, when I say yoga, for my context, really, it's more of yoga stretches. Yoga as a concept and as a lifestyle or philosophy. That one is for that's a different context, really. So I hope that's clear. I'm not a yogi. Some people ask, "Are you a yogi? Have you?" No, I'm not a yogi really. I do though enjoy the benefits of yeah, the physical and psychological. Anyway, you get the point. But yeah, I think for a moment I realized, oh, my body is opening up and my back is a little bit better. I'm like, oh, it's a little bit easier when I walk. When I incorporated the breathing, I realized, oh my god, it feels good. Like I think most of the time we live our lives out of our bodies, autopilot. So you wake up, or I wake up, I don't. It's almost as if I can't even tell how much energy I have in me. So I just wake up, do my normal things. I haven't taken stock of how my body is feeling, how my back is feeling, how my breathing is. And we do that day in, day out, day in, day out. So really we live out of our bodies. And then I realized, wow, oh, my breath has been short, or hey, like I'm sitting up better, or yeah. I was like, okay, the experience I have just being present in my body is really, really good. And that came with more calmness, more mental relaxation, especially relaxation. I think for the longest time I just wanted to just be calm and relaxed, you know, because I was coming from a space like it's just constant thoughts. So I was just like, yeah, I just need to feel like I'm relaxed, I'm calm, like just calm. And I think that was what I started wanting and learning. And over time, I have come to realize that that's just the lesson of life. Like at the end of the day, movement and being mindful of your breath is just reminding you to be present in your body. So don't stop, but be more aware of your own existence, you know, because as you do that, you're paying attention to your limbs, you're paying attention to your breathing, you're paying attention, like literally you're paying attention, and so you are present. And as all the wisdom of all ages and all sages says, there is nothing but the present moment. Nothing. Like, if you're watching this video and you've never encountered that wisdom, when you encounter it in different sources, I hope you remember. But yeah, you don't have to wait and learn. And it's easier. I know it's an easy statement, but it's difficult. But at the same time, it's the truest thing ever known to man. You know, like you just need and have to be present. Then everything else follows. But you have to be present. And so movement is just a tool. I think it's the simplest, I think it's the easiest tool that we have to learn and get our lives, you know, to just be more present. So yeah, and it's free. Like you don't have to pay. Like yeah, if you don't have the money, you can do it you can move anytime. Now for my case, for context, I really do enjoy stretching, yoga stretches, yoga flows, with breath work. And so that's what I love doing, that's what I instruct. But yeah, like you can do that anywhere. If you don't have a mat on a carpet, if you don't have a carpet, surely you can endure some 10 minutes on the cold floor. If you don't want the floor, then you can step outside if you have grass. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like the more I speak about it, I become very passionate because it's just there. Like it's like movement and breathwork are the same, like they're just free, really. But I think like everything that is free, what you pay with is intention, and the intention behind it, really, that's the payment. And I think that's now where we disconnect or are robbed, and we get into a state of dis-ease and pain and suffering. Anyway, yeah.
And what I'm getting from your story, I stand to be corrected. I feel like Wellness Collective, you'll tell us about it. It's an outcome of you as a facilitator and the journey of movement.
Yeah.
So this is like a collaboration of the two. So you can take us through your story, or like what came first, facilitation, and what is Wellness Collective?
Oh, that's such a good question. What came first? So I started stretching and moving. Sometimes let me just do a sidebar. Sometimes I realize, or I feel like stretching is such a simple thing to even like feature on a podcast. Then I realize it's such a, anyway, I'm usually like, what? Don't story of stretching. Anyway, in 2019, by the time I was joining TLX, I had started doing some bit of movement, stretching here and there. Before I joined TLX, that's Taifa Teule Leadership Experience, I started moving a bit, and then that's also when I started learning facilitation. Anyway, like everything else, I guess that's that. It's on and off, on and off. But I maintain the habit, or the practice rather. And then fast forward to 2023. Okay, let's say 2020, around 2022, 2021. Because now my friends knew I practice, I stretch here and there in the house, nini. Sometimes I used to go to Arboretum to stretch. Yeah, so people are like, yeah, the TLXs, maybe when you're doing team building or having an engagement. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we could start with a stretch. And I was like, okay, that's nice. So at that time, I think I just considered it just stretching, and left it at that. But then fast forward to 2023, yeah, around 2023. So by the time we are getting to 2021, 2022, I think nilikuwa nisha accept, not I think, nilikuwa nisha accept like I really have to move every day of my life. So I don't hit every day, fair enough, but like surely I can never not stop moving. And yeah, and I've never gone back to that decision, like 2020, 2021. Yeah, and so no matter how many days I go without moving, without stretching, without walking, like running, working out, whatever, yeah, I'm just, I know I have to go back. There's no compromise. There's no compromise at all. But that comes from what I have experienced to be the benefits of movement. Anyway, around 2023, I think more people out of TLX were like, yes, you set up a session, we do that. Then I think over time I had and still do. I had been having conversations with my friends and also just seeing my friends. I love all my friends. I don't mean bad, but I see them suffer. Like I see one, like I see you suffer just limping or crouching like this, just saying, "Oh, I'm so tired." Saying that you're tired all the time.
I can't sleep.
Exactly. I can't sleep.
Sleep a lot.
I sleep a lot, or I can't. My appetite is upside down. And I'm like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying this is exactly the medicine that you need. But have you tried? But have you tried incorporating some form of movement in your, in your daily life? Then I think now, by the time we're getting into 2022, 2023, I'm already a good facilitator. I've learned the tenets of instructing, which I think are really, really key to movement. So I realized, okay, so first I'm getting passionate about this. I've become a good facilitator, and I think the other part of that is, as I facilitated like just team members, they're like, okay, that's really nice. Like I've felt some impact. I was like, okay, maybe let's do this. The other factors were financial factors, of course. Rent lazima ilipwe Nairobi, but I think at the time, and I didn't realize, and more now I realize, hey man, we need to move, man. Like I think now, not I think now that's become my mission. Like we need to move and breathe better, because we might not have enough money for all of us who might need to go to the doctor because of a physiological illness or disease, or we don't have to pay the cost that comes with psychological and disease that can partly be prevented by, or worked through, just using mindful movement and breath. So I think now and more when I interact with people who are unwell or look, I don't know, or just complain. And I think that's the first sign if you'd like to know if you need movement. If you realize you complain a lot and complain my back and complain, yeah, then that's a good place to start knowing that okay, maybe I need to start putting in some movement. But yeah, let's move more and move better, and let's breathe better, and yeah, we'll solve so many problems that we have.
Okay. So like maybe
Oh, Wellness Collective, I'd forgotten. That is where the question is. Yeah, so 2023 towards the end, I was like, how do we do this? I thought let's have a community where you who wants to explore some form of wellness can come and practice. So a community and a space. Currently I enjoy moving and breathing in nature. And so primarily we started doing yoga sessions at Arboretum, sometimes Karura, and yeah, we still do that. That's the first part. We move and we breathe. And this year we are drinking some tea made by me.
Misiati.
Yes, Misiati. And then sometimes we try to do an experience. So there's movement, there's breath, and then there's a little bit of conversation for those who are open to it, and then some tea when it's there. And yeah, the idea is just, are you looking for, because it's easy to practice when you have a community. It's easy to run, it's easy to walk, it's easy because it's not even about sharing successes. You'll relate with someone, someone will be like, yeah, even me, I just walk for, imagine, yeah, even me, I just walk for 5 kilometers. Or even me, imagine, I also want to run for 40 kilometers. Or, yeah, me, I want to do a split. Or, yeah, you don't worry, I was there. Like, it's easy because you are able to relate and put together reinforcements around your practice. And yeah, so I hope I see people at Wellness Collective.
So yeah, thank you for that. And I know there is a viewer who is wondering, like you mentioned how physical movement plays a role in our emotional and mental healing. But now they're wondering how, like how.
Uh, the best answer I have come about currently is, as I was speaking about it, is psychologically, mindful movement just reminds you to be present. It's really difficult to push your weight up as you think of your problems. It's really difficult to keep on running after 10 minutes, even after 5 minutes, when I am feeling, and at the same time, feel bitter about something I experienced in the morning or in my childhood. It's so difficult. And so I think the first healing that movement gives us is it gives back to us presence. And I think that's where most of our ailments, lack of just or inability to stay present, is where most of our problems come from. So psychologically, that's like, there's so much that goes into that, but just generally, if I was to summarize it, that's how I would put it. The other part, of course, is depending on the type of movement that you do, there is a corresponding physiological benefit. So if you are constantly lifting weight, what your muscles get to do is they get more endurance, they get more strength, and that also contributes to the longevity of your wellness, so of your life rather. Yeah, don't be lied to, like, yeah, only if you exercise and keep your body healthy is when you're going to live longer. There's no shortcut to it. Like, there's no other way. You need to keep your joints alive, you need to keep your muscles strong, and that's the only way you stay healthy, you know. So I'm not a scientist, I don't have a lot of knowledge there. I've read a lot, but I'm not able to plate it out in a way that someone who's done fitness science would be able to do it. But every form of movement, so is it skipping, is it walking, is it running, is it stretching, is it whatever movement, there is a corresponding physiological benefit to it. So there's that bit. But again, I always go back to the mental benefits. And if we just moved more, I really think we would solve most of our psychological problems, you know. And I think I experienced that. Like an experience I continuously have as I live on. An example would be if I'm feeling too stressed or if I'm feeling like my mind is congested, a run just opens me up like a clock. Like just a run for like whatever kilometers, you know, just a morning run. It really helps relieve my stress. Or if I'm unable to run, then I try and do like a 10-minute stretch or 5-minute or 15-minute stretch. And that's just as I'm on the mat. Just as I'm on the mat. Yeah, my body just opens up and my life just becomes a little bit simple. I think a very interesting experience that I had with movement in terms of healing is as I move and get as I'm compelled to be more present, I'm reminded that like things are okay. I think my first experience before I found movement would be when I was in distress. Part of the challenge was what was I going to say? Blacked out.
You're not in the present. Can I, if while thinking of that, maybe I have a question for you. Like, how does a bad day look for you now, and how did it look for you before you started movement?
A bad day.
Yeah, a bad day.
So like I've experienced a bad day.
Yeah, the day that you've experienced a bad day before you started movement and after you started.
Okay. Thank you. And you know that's a really good question because it brings back what I blanked out on.
Okay.
It's a very peculiar thing, but it's a really good question. So initially, man, all my days were bad. Like, okay, not all of them. I'm a logical person given. But bro, like I don't know, I had gotten to some point like there were a lot of things in my bad days. Yes, I've woken up well, but so of course there's background stress. Then man, my stomach doesn't just feel nice. Like I've taken breakfast, but my stomach is just in discomfort. I've done a few things. I'm just feeling tired. I'm feeling sleepy. My mind is feeling clogged. And then I think when you're in such a state, it's so easy to find things negative. So I didn't even like the news because just bad things, like just a lot of things. Anyway, yeah, when I started moving, yeah, being on the mat reminded me like people just chill, like yes, like your my role in this world is in quote unquote so small in this moment. So I can just also take a moment and just chill. Like I can just stop worrying about my friends, my family, my like in this moment, as I stretch and try to maintain my posture, there's nothing I can do to work on those other things. So the only thing I can do is just chill, like just chill and be here. And I think that made me realize like, okay, first of all, I'm not in control. I don't have to be in control. Like those things will just move. I think part of our suffering comes from feeling like everything in this world is because of us. And so I become stressed because I'm worried about the response I need to give due to who, and if I give it, do what happens, and I'm worried about what will happen tomorrow, or I'm worried about what happened yesterday. But I have no control over all of those things. I think because of being constantly worried, it feels like I'm working out a solution, I'm working out a problem. I'm part of the global machinery that's solving problems somehow. And so it's important, it's very necessary that I act and that I do something. Oh man, like yes, but nah. Like, yeah, as you just sit there, you realize the world is so big. Like, there's so many things. Like, it's so big. It's like I'm just, who am I? I know it's and some friends have said, hey, how would you interpret life like that? How it's like demeaning yourself. It's like, no, there's the other end or the other side of that coin where yes, we are, and the world is because of you. But I think it's almost how you look at it. Anyway, a bad day is just, hey man, everything is going wrong, like nothing is going well now. So that was before. When I discovered movement, I was like, first of all, as I move, I can almost, as my mind wanders through the day, it sees more instances through the day. I'm not foolish to myself. It sees instances through the day where I shall find a lot of joy, if at all, but also where I shall be a little bit anxious, where I shall be a little bit worried. Because as I stretch, I remember, oh, I have a meeting later in the afternoon. Oh, man, I'm meeting. Whoever I'm meeting. I even say who came to my mind. Oh, man, stress. Like, yes, it's something that's in the future, but as you stretch, it's like, yeah, but you are becoming aware of something that might happen. And so as I become more present, I'm like, okay, honestly, I wouldn't want to feel that way. I'd want to feel a different way. And so even as my mind just wanders through, if that experience goes well or not, then I get to some point and I'm like, how I would want to feel in the experience. I'm like, okay, it would be nice if that conversation goes well in the afternoon. It would be nice if that interview actually goes well. Or, okay, I don't know how it goes, but okay, we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, and as I go through my day, it's a little bit easier because definitely things will happen. I will encounter moments when there'll be so much joy, and I'll encounter moments when something shitty will happen. But I had my moment in the morning, and now I'm like, this is happening now. And so depending on whatever happens, it goes back to our greatest healer presence. I am just a little bit more present and aware now, as opposed to if I wasn't in the morning. And so it got to a point, I don't know if it was 2023, I was telling some friends, hey man, I don't know if I have bad days. Every now and then I fall into the trap of ruminating over my troubles and feeling like I have a bad day. But no, I established it's really difficult for me to have a bad day. Not from a very braggadocious point of view, but from a point of, I think when we are more present, we just take things as they are. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be bad. And it goes back to, most of the time, if we are feeling too strongly, negatively, badly about things, it's because we put ourselves as the center of everything. And we feel like it has happened because of us, or it has happened to us. And it's just us, me. But if we're no more present, we're like, nah, that something just else happened. Like, we're able to accept things as they are. And so, yeah, it could have been a bad day. I get it could have been a bad day sometimes because I catch it. Like, I don't have to get angry because the cashier did something, or I don't have to get angry because, So, yeah, a good day for me, therefore, is I get some time to move, and yeah, that's a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is interesting. By any chance, do you listen to Kendrick Lamar?
Not actively, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, there is this, I can't remember the song, but there was this line he was saying, like, he runs a certain miles a day to condition his winning. And I've been also doing like morning stretches and morning workouts, and I kind of feel also for some reason it kind of condition your wins in terms of you you start mastering yourself. Like, if you're going to do like, let me give you an example. If today I did like 20 press ups, I believe tomorrow I can do more than that, and maybe you just keep on adding. You become stronger and stronger and stronger, and with that mental attitude, sometimes it can go to approach your work like
It does. There's no way it cannot not. I don't know,
okay.
whatever. There's no way it cannot affect.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe if someone has experienced that and they're like, yeah, I've been moving well and it's been giving me energy and all of that. And then they're like, but the other things are, for real, if there's anyone, please come and approach me because I'd really like to have that experience. But it can't. There's no way. It really impacts everything. And we finish.
Yeah, it was just all about that. So like, I've been feeling like it reflects to other places, and maybe do you have something to add on that before?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
thank you.
yes. I think sometimes people, uh, I think sometimes, and maybe this was also for me, before I understood how really impactful uh, being mindful of my body and movement is, um, to me and my life, like my personal experience in life. I used to sort of do it so that I look good, so that I look fit. But then I realized, oh my man, I need to do this because I'm a little bit more disciplined. Not I'm a little bit more, I'm more disciplined. I'm more aware of what I'm doing. Um, I'm more confident of myself. My story. And it was also my personal experience. It is my personal experience that the more disciplined I am with moving and with my body, the more confident
You become.
I become. But it makes sense.
Because you get to trust yourself.
Yes, you get to trust yourself because you test yourself, you trust yourself. Yeah, like you gain confidence. Test yourself, trust yourself. And so I'm usually even peddling movement as medicine because I'm like, low self-esteem or like you're feeling low, no problem. I think I don't know if I was telling you this as we were recording or before that. It's okay. Do what for today? Just move for 10 minutes then, and then tomorrow 15 minutes, and then tomorrow 20 minutes. Even if it doesn't have to be consecutive, but just be mindful that I did it 5 minutes more than yesterday, and I did it 10 minutes. And when I did it yesterday, I was a little bit shaky, or I didn't remember some things, or but when I've done it today, it's a little bit easy. Ah man, that's the best cheat code to becoming your alpha self, or your most actualized self. But now I feel like it's also the part where some of us feel afraid to go. Maybe because we feel like we'll try and then we'll stop. Just the fear of failure. They're like, oh no, what if I fail? Or, oh no, what if I don't keep up with the consistency? No, just do it. Just try it. Yeah, because as I said, man, it's the best tool for self-development, actually, I would say. And I think that's why when you encounter people who speak so passionately about it, like they're so passionate, sometimes you're like, you're speaking a bit about hiking a little bit too passionate. Like, it's not that serious. Like, why did you have to go to Ruwenzori or wherever you went? But it's because, yes, I think I learned that thing about the only person you have to conquer is yourself is really, 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 really wonderful. Because now when you show up to the world, there's nothing really that phases you. Because you've already built a really strong, you haven't built, like you've just, I see it as becoming more and more alive to the person that you are. Because surely, kwani tutambua mara ngapi your potential is unlimited? Come on. Like, so yeah, I think that's what I'd say.
And you're talking about being an alpha and everything. you've mentioned a very, like, you've brought a very good subject, which I feel like revolve around self-mastery. So like when it comes to movement, kuna pia meditation na fasting. What is your relationship between for you with fasting and with meditation towards self-mastery?
Towards self-mastery, okay. So I think when you move, you are really alive to the person that you are in all ways. So physically, psychologically, spiritually, I think. And surely if you're building yourself, that's all the places that you build, you know. Fasting is a really interesting one. I think where I usually go with fasting is there's a Nobel Peace Prize for it being proven that fasting helps your body to treat itself from all sorts of diseases. Like the research has been done, it's real. There's a Nobel Peace Prize about it. And so I think that when I was curious about fasting, it really made me conscious of how much food I consume and what food I consume, what time, all of that. I don't have the tightest routine, but just the consciousness of it is really important. And so, yeah, I try to fast sometimes, not as often as I would love to. It's very occasional, but yeah, I look forward to fasting.
And it has been easy after you started body movement compared with before.
I think yes.
Yeah.
Another fact is movement helps regulate your appetite. That's a fact. Movement helps regulate your appetite, and it's not just the idea of, oh, when I go to the gym I'll eat more. No. It's more of, I'll feel hungry, I'll eat, I'll feel satisfied, and then now it will take some time before I feel hungry again. As opposed to, I wake up, I eat. Most probably you eat something that is fast food or processed, feel tired, wake up again, eat, feel tired, hungry, wake up again, eat. So it's really that.
Okay. And just of personal experience, before I started body movement, I used to, like, majority of my high school, I used to suffer from ulcers. Yeah. So any form of no meal, I'm going to have like a hard day, a totally hard day. But lately, after the body movement, and sometimes I'll be going to, even before I join body movement, if we'll be attending to maybe an event, but I don't know, like in most of the events, I don't eat outside. So like I will experience the ulcer in between the event, so it will interfere with my eating. Even when I come back and eat, it will be totally different. But when I started body movement, I will just take something from the house, or sometimes maybe I don't, and like I can fast the whole day, because with chips and like it kind of affect me for some reason. Yeah, those kuna tu venye it affects me. So like when I started body movement, it has been so easy for me to sustain myself during the day and come back at home and prepare something heavy.
Correct, I agree. And for me, I experience it when I'm out of routine and I don't move. Yeah, I wake up in the morning and I'm hungry, so I just feel like, let me eat. Like I think without, when we are, and I think maybe this is something that you've experienced, when you start moving, you're also a little bit mindful about what you eat, because you're like, nakuwa nimechoka man, nataka nikule food itafanya nishibe. So utasema ati nitaenda nitafute chipo, you'll be like, acha nikule ugali na mayai na sukuma. And that's good food.
Yeah, true.
And not coincidentally, that results to you eat better food, healthy food. And again, as I said, that is food that keeps you full. You don't have to start feeling hungry again immediately. And then I think the more you eat better food, the more your body recovers and does not necessarily have to act out.
Yeah.
Yes, but and then now I don't know what's with fasting. I think it's a very interesting experience with fasting. I don't have ulcers, but what I do know is fasting in the form of either how far in between you eat heavy meals, or maybe fasting for a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week, or a water fast. Honestly, me, I advocate for any type of fast as long as you are mindful about it and are observant of yourself. If you don't know, having someone who has fasted guide you, or doing some research beforehand. But fasting is so good, and the mental clarity, you feel light, you feel sharp, you feel it's wonderful. And now I think in connection to self mastery is part of what I think part of what self mastery is about is your ability to be present. I don't think you can master anything if you're not present, you know. And so meditation, movement, fasting helps us with being a little bit more present, in the sense that food affects our our experience really greatly, in the sense that depending on what you eat, you'll either feel sluggish or very, very hyper alert. Depending on how you will feel, there's something that you will do. You'll either turn on the TV and just watch something, either that or doom scroll something, like just something a little bit slumpy. Or if it's too hyper, maybe for example, if it's alcohol, yeah, you might end up doing some very rash decisions. And then that still down, you see. So through the day, you might not realize it, but your day might be dictated by what you've been eating. And so I think a very interesting thing around fasting that I experience is when I fast, I'm a little bit more calm, and I'm just less rushed, able to see things a little bit clearly. It's like I've just reduced the number of what I've lessened one thing from being reactive of, and just I did this because I was hungry, or I did that, or I ate. Yeah, just chill, relax, be present, calm down, chill.
That is powerful. And what role does breath work now plays towards movement?
Breath work. Oh, it's so difficult to mimic some breath. I feel like take a deep breath.
Okay.
um, I think, not I think. It has been my experience that breath is our breath is something that is free, always there, but we ignore it for the most part. But then we forget that is also a good healing agent. Um, there's good research and knowledge to believe that really, honestly, the only medicine you need is for your body to be very well oxygenated. Research shows cancer cells can't live in an oxygenated environment.
The same as also like fasting get to consume them. Like,
Yes,
okay.
exactly. So, um, it was my practical experience that being more mindful of my breath just made me more calm. I know it's science, and I feel like there's too much literature and photos around this that it's made us look at it like pictures instead of see and feel that it's so real. But again, until you get to the point where it's so painful, you're so stressed, you're like, I need, I need to breathe. Or you're so sad and you're like, oh man, it feels like there's something sitting in my stomach. But yeah, then you realize, ooh, when I take a fuller breath of air, it feels nice. It's almost as if it's bright. It's like my ears, it's like I can hear better. So yeah, it was my experience and I think it just started with feeling, hey, I need to breathe better, because it got to a point, it was like, hey, I don't breathe well. I was like, I breathe better. I feel better. So I started incorporating breathing in my stretches. Then whether it's a good feeling, it's a really, really good feeling. Anyway, over time I learned that okay, there's a few principles to breathing, and they're few and they're so simple and practical. But yeah, maybe it's just because we don't know and we are a little bit too on autopilot. So I just realized, mind your posture. Mind your posture, just sit upright. And when you sit upright, you open up your chest cavity. And you breathe in through your nose. It has more than 20 benefits. Just breathe in through your nose. Come and stop. But anyway, you realize, depending on your posture, you're either panting or you're a little bit more free and your breaths are a little bit more full. Anyway, I could start giving a whole class to it. But I realized, you calm down, you become more present. Your body feels more relaxed. You are also, I think the other thing about breathing is, if I'm able to get in some 5 minutes or 10 minutes of breath work in the morning, my day is good.
Okay.
Like just 5 or 10. Yeah, because it reminds, our bodies are on autopilot these days. We are just too much on autopilot, and I don't know, it almost feels normal, but no. So in the morning, when you just breathe in and out, your body is able to just remember that, I'm present, I'm okay. I'll just breathe in and out if something is stressful. Yeah, and that's all you need, because when we're able to do that, we're able to make better decisions. Because you can't make, rather it's a little bit difficult to make good decisions if I'm anxious, if I'm stressed, if I'm desperate, if I'm, like, it really does affect everything. Yeah, but if I'm able to have some level of memory in my body that even in this stressful moment, my body can be calm, then definitely you can have an easy day regardless of how it goes. Yeah.
Honestly speaking, you've kept your promise. That viewer who joined us for 2 minutes, past 1 minute, Misiati, I believe, has kept his promise. On my end, you have. And maybe there are those people who are wondering, like, where can we get you, Misiati, now?
Well. On Instagram, facilitator Misiati. On LinkedIn, Emanuel Misiati. Wellness Collective is wellness_collective. Or you can just get to the website wellnesscollective.co.ke. Yeah, that's where you can find us. Physically find us at Arboretum doing yoga every other Saturday, and you can also get the updates in the website. And we're doing a session on the 10th of this month. So yeah, just come. You don't need to have any knowledge. You don't need to want to learn the whole practice. But if you feel like you need to move and you need to breathe better, then yeah, that's us. That's where you need to be, and we'll walk with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna share all the information on my description. And thank you again, man.
Thank you very much. I think it was a really good conversation. I think there's still more to talk about. I like to get into nuances, and I think there's still more to talk about in terms of why people still feel like there's a high barrier to these things, and so on and so forth. But I look to speak about that in the next session.
Yeah. Be sure to see me here again.
Yes.
And thank you for your never-ending support. You are part of the reason we keep on doing what we're doing. Thank you for watching. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was it.
Thank you, man.